her side. The last bell rings, and the school day ends, so I grab my bag and leave the classroom. Most of the time I leave as quickly as I can because I don't want to get caught by Sadakawa-san. But today, it's because I want to hurry to meet Mamoru-senpai. Lately, coming to school has been something to look forward to, and I can't help but feel excited about it. It's even better because I keep running into senpai. The old me would never have believed it's possible to be this happy at school. That's not to say that Sadakawa-san has stopped bullying me. Sometimes Mamoru-senpai is there to intervene, but I don't know if that's actually been the best idea. Sadakawa has stopped bullying me as much as she used to, but now when she does it, her attacks are even more violent than before. Even so, I don't hate going to school anymore. The joy I feel when I spend time with Mamoru-senpai is much more powerful than the sorrow brought on by those painful incidents. I couldn't meet up with senpai this morning, but he must have been thinking about me. He came to eat with me at lunch and stayed with me the whole lunch period. We talked about the movie we saw yesterday. I really had a lot of fun. The movie itself was interesting, but that was my first time seeing a movie with another person. And I also had a lot of fun just walking around with him. Senpai wasn't upset at being seen with me in public either, and we even held hands when I asked. It was wonderful. Now that I think about it, that was a date yesterday, wasn't it? I wonder what senpai thinks of that. I really miss him, and I want to see him again. I usually find him by the school gates, but today I want to meet him right at his classroom. I stand just outside the hallway so as to not attract any wandering eyes. If I see Mamoru-senpai, I'll call out to him. Second-year students trickle out of the classrooms and head down the hallway without paying me any mind. I don't see senpai yet though. Just as I'm worrying that I might have missed him, I overhear two second-year students talking in the hallway. Alright, time to go home. Where's Makun? Oh, Mamoru said he couldn't find the handout and went to go look in his locker for it. At any rate, he's going home with you-know-who again, so I doubt we'll be seeing him. This catches my attention. They're talking about Mamoru-senpai, I think. Is Makun his nickname? I guess those are his friends. Aw, really? We haven't gone home together in a long time. He's making me so sad. We never really went home with him in the first place, you know. We live in completely opposite directions. But it's the principle of the thing. We at least walked to the gates together, and now we don't even do that. It's because he's been spending so much time with that girl. Do they mean me? Yeah. What's up with that? It's no fair. How long is he gonna keep this up? I don't know how much longer I can survive like this. Just let him do what he wants to do. I'm sure he'll return to us when the time is right. Then again, it's been quite a while. Maybe we should find her ourselves. Oh, I can't believe it. Tomo agrees with me on something. Alert the media. Okay, tomorrow we'll go find her. I've got this all planned out. I start to feel an overwhelming tightness in my chest. I can feel my good mood dissolving rapidly. I can't bear to listen anymore and retreat down the stairs as quietly as I can. Finally, the day when Sachan will grace us with her presence is almost here. I've run simulations of our fateful meeting countless times in my head, so I'll be ready for anything. I am totally prepared to be the super friendly older sister type person she needs. Hey, Tomo, are you listening? Huh? Oh, I just thought I saw someone just now. Yeah, I'm listening. Something about being a super annoying older sister, right? What? No, you did that on purpose. Yep, I sure did. You meanie! I guess I really have stolen him from his other friends. I wonder if those are the friends he said he was going to introduce me to yesterday. He did say he told them about me. She said she couldn't survive like this? I guess she meant without Mamoru-senpai. Mamoru-senpai said it was okay to meet them, but now I don't know if that's really the case. His friends must hate him for spending so much time with me. I didn't realize how much trouble I've caused him. My heart feels heavy. My body feels heavier, like the weight of this whole situation is dragging me down. My vision darkens. I don't have the strength to even lift my head as I walk forward. The asphalt looks grayer than normal. Senpai is going to lose all of his friends because of me. I can't let that happen. When I was with him, he let me forget my troubles. No, I only wanted to forget. But I can never forget who I am. I only have one eye. No one could ever love a freak like me. The fact that Senpai was so nice to me made me so happy. And so he let me forget. But I can't let my misfortune infect him. I could never forgive myself if his life is ruined because of me. I couldn't survive if he ended up hating me. But maybe it's not too late. Maybe his life isn't ruined yet. He doesn't hate me yet. I have to act fast. Yesterday, Mamoru-senpai said he would be there for me if I needed him. But I can't let him shoulder my burdens. If I had let him, I wouldn't be able to save him. I was so happy that he said it, but I suppose it was good that I was at loss for words back then. Even so, I'll always remember the kindness he showed me. He bought me my cell phone strap too. At least I have this to remember him by. When things go wrong again, at least I'll have this to bring back all the good memories. Like yesterday, and all that time I spent with Senpai, and his kind voice. If I have that much at least, I'll be okay. I'll be okay, even if all I have left of him is his memory. Before I realize that the school is far behind me, and I wandered onto one of the side streets I usually take to get home. I find I can barely stand, and I lean against the telephone pole, still staring at the ground. Rain is starting to fall. The sun is out, but that doesn't matter, I guess. Black sheen seems to ooze over the asphalt as it drinks in the heavy drops. That's strange. Every day for the past few weeks have been bright and sunny. I've gotten so used to that, I almost forgot what it was like when it rains. I have to do it. I have to say goodbye to Senpai. My vision blurs as the heavy drops continue to fall. Your side. I stayed in class longer than I meant to today. Sachi's probably been waiting for me for a while. I'm usually the first one out the door, sometimes leaving a little too early, but Sachi always beats me to the school's gates since her classroom is closer to them than mine is. I change my shoes and run out of the school. Sachi usually comes running to meet me when she sees me walking to the gates, but now I'm past it and Sachi's nowhere to be found. Did she already go home? I scan the street for any sign of her and see that she's still only a little ways ahead of me, though it doesn't look like she's noticed me yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to take so... Sachi? She turns to me. Her face is almost parallel to the ground and her usual smile has been replaced with a much darker look. Has she been crying? Mamoru-senpai, thank you so much for all you've done for me. But I'll be fine on my own from now on. I don't mind going home and having lunch by myself, so... Sachi's voice wavers, and I'm certain something bad must have happened to her if she's saying this. I take a step toward her, determined to find out what. What are you saying all of a sudden? Did Sarukawa do something to you again? No, she's not involved. I just think it's best if you have nothing to do with me. That's all. What? I don't understand why you think that. There's nothing to understand. Her head is still down, but her voice is fraying, becoming hysterical. If this is another trick, it's not funny. I'm here with you because I want to be. Do you really want to be alone at school again? Stop, please. At least tell me why. Sachi turns her back to me and starts running before I even finish. Wait! I run after her, sprinting, and catch her by the shoulder. We come to a stop and I forcibly turn her to face me, but she refuses to look at me. Sachi, I don't understand why you think that. There's nothing to understand. Her head is still down, but her voice is fraying, becoming hysterical. If this is another trick, it's not funny. I'm here with you because I want to be. Do you really want to be alone at school again? Stop, please. At least tell me why. Sachi turns her back to me and starts running before I even finish. Wait! I run after her, sprinting, and catch her by the shoulder. We come to a stop and I forcibly turn her to face me, but she refuses to look at me. Please stop. I know you're still not being my friend, but if you do, She looks up at me. Her face is sopping wet from the giant tears streaming from her eye. I don't know what you're trying to say, but like I said, if something's happened, tell me. Your friends, they hate that you hang out with me. My friends? I did tell her I'd introduce her to Akemi and Tomo, but I can't imagine they'd ever say something like that. Which friends were these? Did you actually talk to them? They'd never say something like that. You must have misunderstood something. You're the one who's misunderstanding. Will you still think that when your friends abandon you? If you stay friends with me, you'll lose everything. They won't abandon me, but any friend who does is not someone I want to be friends with anyway. Why do you have to be so nice? Stop it. It's already hard enough to accept that you're going to abandon me yourself. I'm not going to abandon you either. Never. Why do you have to say things like that? Do you want to be my friend so badly that you'd throw your whole life away? Why? I don't get it. Yes, I do. I want to be your friend forever. But why? It's stupid. Can't you trust that I have a good reason for doing this? I can't believe you'd do something so stupid, senpai. She trails off. I know what she wants me to say, and I know I can't say it. I have to tell her everything that's on my mind. I didn't realize it until now, but I know why I want to be with her. I love you, Sachi. Huh? Going to the movie yesterday, together? That was more or less of a date. I guess you didn't realize it. That... I understand if you hate me. Of course I don't hate you. Senpai, I really like you. I love you. If that's true, don't tell me to abandon you. I'm happy when I'm with you, and I could never dream of abandoning you. Really? You're really happy with me? I really am. I know I couldn't stand it. No, oh, sorry, that's Sachi. I know I couldn't stand it if you abandoned me then, but I'm only going to cause you trouble. That's fine, as long as you're by my side and I can handle any trouble that comes our way. Senpai. I go to her and take her into my arms, and she starts crying her eye out. She sobs into my chest for a long while. Well, that was resolved easily. When she finally calms down, I wipe away her tears. It's time we started heading home. She told me about my friends, who, from the sound of it, were definitely Tomo and Akemi, and what she heard them saying. That doesn't seem like something they'd say. You must have misunderstood something. I'll ask them about it tomorrow, don't worry. Okay. Don't worry, I said. Even if you heard them right, I won't abandon you. Thank you. She's still upset, but there's genuine relief in her voice. We soon arrive at Sachi's house. I'll deal with my friends, don't worry. See you tomorrow, okay? Okay. Senpai? Yeah? Can I be your girlfriend? Do you want to? Yes. Well, then I guess this is the official start of our relationship. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, me too. Sachi looks so happy throughout this whole awkward exchange. It makes me that much happier seeing her like that, and I smile back at her. Then see you tomorrow? Yep, see you tomorrow. Oh hey, achievement unlocked. Okay. The next day, lunchtime. I'm eating with Tomo and Akemi in our usual spot, the empty classroom. But this time, we've got a fourth person joining us. I'm Usui Sachi. Nice to meet you. Ochiai Tomoyori. A pleasure. I'm Tsunemi Akemi. Nice to meet ya. Sorry about yesterday. I guess you were the one I saw running away. Now that I review how our conversation went, I can see how you could have misunderstood our intentions. Yeah, we're really sorry. We don't hate you, Sachan, not even a little bit. It's okay. I was the one eavesdropping when I shouldn't have been, and I almost caused trouble between you two and Mamoru-senpai. Please forgive me. This morning I told Tomo and Akemi about what happened yesterday, and Sachi definitely misunderstood what they meant. They didn't want her to get out of my life, of course, they just really wanted to meet her. In fact, I'd say it worked out perfectly since it gave us an excuse to bring Sachi to the classroom for lunch. Well, I don't think there's any ill will between us now, so I hope we can be friends from here on out. Right! Actually, when I heard about what happened, I knew I just had to meet you right away and make it right between us, Sachan. So yeah, let's be friends. Yes, I'd like that, Sachan. Come on, if you are going to be a bother to her, at least wait until she knows you better. I'm not being a bother to her. So yeah, do you mind if I call you Sachan? Your name is Sachi, so Sachan is a perfect nickname. Okay, sure. Yay! Thanks! Oh yeah, so you can call me whatever you want, okay? Okay then, Akemi-senpai? Do you really have to be so formal? How about Achan or Akemin? Cut it out, she's already got enough to deal with right now. Tomo, help me out here. What do you want me to do? Stop Akemi from being Akemi? The two of us can't really get a word in edgewise while Akemi's going on like this, so Tomo starts plugging the rampaging Akemi's mouth with food from her lunchbox, like he did last time this happened. Akemi's always too loud, and Tomo doesn't have the best manners. But I promise, they're good people. Okay. Hey, don't talk about us like we're not right in front of... Akemi is recovering from Tomo's intervention more quickly than usual, but Tomo's ready for it and he crams more food in her mouth as soon as she opens it. Those two have gotten pretty close. Sorry, it's not easy keeping these two in check. If they get out of hand, just tell them to shut up. No, I couldn't. It's fine, they're used to it. You just have to show them who's boss. We're not animals, you know. You shouldn't listen to boys who say such mean things, Sachan. Be friends with me instead. Okay, yeah, sure. Even though Sachi shies away from the rampaging Akemi, she's smiling a little. She does look like she's having fun. Maybe she won't have such a hard time getting used to us after all. I know! Since we're all trying to get to know Sachan better, why don't the four of us go out this weekend? Akemi, don't pressure her into these things. I'm not pressuring her! So, what do you think? What do you two think? Huh? So soon after meeting you guys? Are you sure? I don't see why not, but where would we go? Oh, I know! I just remembered that there's some kind of event happening in town. It's got food stands and everything. Really? I didn't hear about anything like that. What kind of event are we talking about? No idea. Akemi, what the hell? But I saw it on a flyer on some bulletin board somewhere. They even had a picture of the food stands. Well, if it's a festival, we probably won't even have to use much money anyway. So why don't we just go check it out? If it's just in town, we can even walk there without too much trouble. Right! I'll find out where and when, and we'll be all set. I don't know. Sachi, are you okay with this? Yeah, I want to go. Thank you for doing all this for me. Don't worry about it. We're going to hang out a lot more after this, aren't we? I guess we're finally going out as a group. This is basically a double date, isn't it? I don't think that's really what Akemi intended, but she and Tomo are almost a couple, no matter how you look at it. Come to think of it, I haven't really explained my relationship with Sachi to these two yet. Not that I've been meaning to hide it, but I should probably clear that up right away. Oh, right. So, Tomo, it looks like you were right about the reason I was fussing over Sachi so much. I see. Did you tell her? Yeah, it went well. I see. Well, congratulations. What are you two talking about? Oh, how do I answer that? Like I said, I'm not exactly trying to hide it, but I have a feeling Akemi would go crazy over me admitting that I had a crush, and I don't know if Sachi can deal with that. I'll tell you about it later. Thanks, Tomo. What? What? I guess I don't mind if you tell me later, but now I'm really curious. Senpai? Sachi doesn't seem to get it either, and she looks up to me with a puzzled expression. I'll tell you about it later as well. Well, it might take some time, but I'm sure Sachi will be comfortable around these two soon enough. What did you think of Akemi and Tomo? Not too bad, right? Not at all. Tomo-senpai seemed a little scary at first, but I realized that he wasn't scary at all once I started talking to him. Akemi-senpai is really cheerful and lively, and they're both really nice. Akemi wanted to walk home with Sachi and me after school, but her and Tomo's houses are in the opposite direction. As Tomo was dragging her off, she waved at Sachi and yelled, "See you tomorrow!" And we started heading home ourselves, taking the same path we always do. You know, if she's bothering you, there's nothing wrong with telling her so. She certainly has a lot of energy, but I really like being around her. If I could talk to people as easily as she does, I think I'd be really happy. I'm glad you like her so much then. I think you'll get used to their quirks. To be honest, I haven't known them that long myself. I've never had plans for the weekend though, aside from more. Anyway, I'm looking forward to going out with everyone. It's going to be great. Akemi came up with a good plan this time, it seems. But yeah, let's let loose and have fun. Okay, I'll try. Don't try to have fun, just, have fun. That's not what I mean, it's just, I have a lot to worry about now. What do you mean? We're going to be hanging out with other people, so I don't want to look all shabby like this, with my clothes all tattered and stuff. Since I'm, your girlfriend now, I can't change my face, and I don't have any stylish clothes, but I can at least brush my hair and cover up my wounds. Well, yeah, that wouldn't hurt. I think I should take the bandage off my head too. Oh, right, senpai. Yeah? Do you, want to touch my scar? Huh? I didn't think she'd ever bring that up again. I'm not really sure what to say. The one on my forehead, It doesn't hurt anymore, so it's fine if you want to touch it. Do you? That, last time you let me was because you wanted to repay me. Is that what you're doing now? I am still grateful to you, Mamoru-senpai, and I still want to repay you, but I'm your girlfriend, so this time it's because I want to make you happy. Oh, well, thanks. That does make me happy. I know it's a weird thing to ask. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just forget it. No. I do want to. The words came out of my mouth before I could stop myself. Oh, okay. She seems set on it. I guess I can't get out of this. I know she wants to do something nice for me, but isn't this kind of strange? Not that I don't have any interest in touching her scars, but... Wait, are we doing this here? Aren't we on the way home from school? I guess we are on the street without anyone else around, but... Oh, this way, senpai. She takes me by the hand and leads me into a narrow alleyway between two buildings. Hey, okay, can you take off my bandage, please? She leans her back against a nearby wall and looks at me expectantly. Moving here hasn't really changed anything. It will just be a lot stranger if anyone happens upon us. And anyone who walks past this alleyway probably will be able to see us. The space between Sachi and me seems almost solid, but I force myself to wade through it as she keeps her eye focused on me. Alright, just a sec. I can't help but hesitate a bit, but after a moment I steel myself. I put my own bag down next to Sachi's and face her. Right, I have to take off her bandages first, I guess. I reach my hand towards Sachi's bandages and begin to unfasten them as Sachi tilts her head forward and closes her eye. I'm only taking off her bandages, but she suddenly looks completely vulnerable. I start to feel like I'm about to violate her somehow. I began to unravel the bandages from her head, looping them around my hand so they won't fall to the floor. As I remove more and more of the wrapping, the gauze beneath it begins to show. Finally, I get the last of it off, and I discard what I've collected on top of our stuff. With the bandages off her head, Sachi opens her eye and looks up at me. I look down to meet her eye, as it gleams wetly from the faint light that penetrates the alleyway. Gazing at the upturned eye before me, I suddenly feel like I'm falling into it. The feeling is so intense, and I can't tear myself away from that black pit. Go ahead. She shuts her eye again. Closing what little distance is left between us, she puts her hand to my chest and leans into me. Her touch takes me by surprise, but after a moment I put my own hand on her shoulder. I smooth over her messy hair with my free hand and brush her bangs away from her eye. I feel her shoulder tense as I run my fingers over her hair. She must be as nervous as I am. The scar that was hidden beneath the bandages is on the right side of her head, just below her hairline. The outline of the wound has started to turn dark purple like a bruise, but the wound itself, a slanted cut, has all but closed up. The cut isn't actually that big. Thank you, phone. But the dark outline makes it look worse than it is. I steady my hand over her temple and gently brush my finger over the wound, trying my best not to hurt her. As I slide my hand over her face, she lets out the breath she's been holding, and the strength seems to drain out of her. I feel the weight of her slight body press on my chest as she leans into me more, but I keep my hand steady. I trace the wound, making sure to be even more careful than I was with the one on her hand. The heart of this wound is rough in contrast to its smoother edges, and my fingers seem to keep coming back to it. Sachi suddenly seems completely exhausted, and her shoulder shudders beneath my hand. The hand over her wound freezes up. Sachi opens her eye and looks up at me again. I'm okay. And again she seems to lose all of her strength, all but collapsing into my arms. I start stroking the wound once more, and after a little while she begins to shudder whenever my fingers make contact with her skin. She's so cute. Is this a euphemism for sex? I'm just touching her wound, but it's starting to feel like I'm doing much more than that to her. Sachi, huddled in my arms as she is, seems so drained. It's like she doesn't even have enough strength to stand up anymore, and I'm the only thing supporting her. Thanks, for that. I think I'm satisfied. Yeah, right. Really, I don't know what I might have done if we hadn't stopped. I wanted to stay like that so badly, her pressed against me with my arms wrapped around her, but I had to end it. Oh, okay. Sachi seems reluctant to separate from me, and she stares up at me longingly. For several moments, neither of us can tear ourselves away from each other's gaze, but I force myself to break away. I gather her bags up off the floor and hand over Sachi's to her. Here you go. Oh, thank you. We exit the narrow alleyway with Sachi's bandages in tow, and start heading home again. Senpai? Yeah? Sorry about that. Did you, like it? Oh, yeah, I did. Thanks. You can touch it anytime you want, Senpai. Sure. I feel like I might lose my mind if this sort of thing keeps happening. I can't ask her to let me do that again. The two of us walk on in silence, unsure of what to say to each other. I keep glancing at Sachi out of the corner of my eye, and eventually I catch her doing the same to me. When our gazes meet, we both remain silent, but Sachi smiles broadly. I can't help but return the smile, though I feel really embarrassed and quickly look straight ahead again. This silly incident repeats itself a few times before we finally arrive at Sachi's house. Well, see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Just as we're about to go our separate ways, the front door to Sachi's house opens, and we both turn toward it reflexively. Mayumi is standing there in the doorway, not looking at all surprised, and she walks briskly over to us. Welcome home, Sachi. Good afternoon, Mamoru-kun. Hello, Mayumi-san. I stand there, dazed. She spares me a quick glance before turning to Sachi. Sachi, I know you just got home, but Sachi, I know you just got home, but I'd like you to do some shopping for me. Yes, I'll go change my clothes. No need. I'd prefer it if you do it right away. Here's a list with everything I need and some money. Just go to the convenience store. Should only take 10 minutes or so, I think. Okay. See you tomorrow, senpai. Sachi, oblivious, takes the note from Mayumi handed it to her and starts off, almost running towards the convenience store. What the hell? What was the point of having her do that? Mayumi didn't really look like she was in a hurry to get whatever it was she sent Sachi for. Come to think of it, why didn't she at least wait until I was gone to send Sachi out? I'll be going now. Sachi's gone shopping, so I don't have any reason to be here anyway. I guess I'll head home and... Wait a moment, if you would, Mamoru-kun. I'd like to talk to you. To me? Well, now I can't leave. What could you possibly want to talk to me about, though? Yes, to you. What for? Yesterday, Sachi came home looking like she'd been crying her eye out. I'd like to know why, and I think you might be able to tell me. Crying? Sachi didn't tell you. Well, I hear quite a bit from her, you know. There's one thing I'd like to hear from you, though. Are you teasing her with all this? Having fun at her expense? What? No, I would never do. Really. Yes, I swear. I see. Well, if that's the truth, I'm glad to hear it. But I wonder, do you think you can take care of her? Well, yeah, I do. What do you mean by that? I assume you know that Sachi and I do not have the best relationship. I think it might be irresponsible for me to ask this of you, but I'd like you to be someone she can rely on. Does that mean you're not willing to let her rely on you? No, I was not implying that. It's just that I don't think she's willing to do so any longer. Sachi is... You're saying that she doesn't want to be around you? That she doesn't trust you? Yes, that's more or less what she has said. It's understandable, however. Has Sachi told you about her mother, my sister? Yeah, I bet. The two of us were inseparable as children. When she was on her deathbed, she begged me to take care of Sachi after she was gone, and so I adopted her child. Sachi said something like that as well. At the time, my line of thinking was that Sachi was the reason my sister's husband had disappeared and that she had worked herself to death. None of that is Sachi's fault. In the back of my mind, I knew the girl was innocent, but I had just lost my beloved sister and I had no one to blame but her, so I convinced myself that she was responsible. I never told her that I blamed her, but I'm sure she knew it nonetheless, and she soon began to keep her head down, even in the house. After that, there was no conversation between us, beyond the bare minimum. I behaved like a child. I tried to involve her in my life as little as possible, and she did the same to me. She had just lost her mother, but I was too caught up in my own grief, too selfish to even spare one kind word for her. Thinking back, it is a truly shameful way to have behaved. Once she got to high school, she started coming home with numerous cuts and bruises. It was then that I realized I had neglected my beloved sister's final wish. I knew then that I had let her down. But if you realized that, why didn't you try to help her? I did try. I wanted to know what was happening to her, of course, but she only told me that she had fallen, that nothing had happened to her. Now it's too late for me to help her. But she changed, you know, after she met you. Me? Yes, at first I was cautious of you, thinking that you might be the one responsible for her injuries. I'm sorry I was not more amiable the last time we met. Oh, yeah, no problem. I guess that's why she was so overbearing back then. She does seem less uptight compared to last time. Her stare was so icy then, totally different from how she is now. Although I suppose she was ready to accuse me of hurting Sachi from the moment she met me. Ever since the day I first saw you in front of her house, that girl has been smiling more than ever before. She goes back to staring at the ground as soon as she notices me, of course. But still, when I gave her money on the day you two went out, she was the happiest I had ever seen her. She even thanked me several times. I'd never seen her like that before, and it actually startled me, but her face at the time was delighted, and nothing less than adorable. That was the first time she had ever asked something of me as well. It made me quite happy, and all of that is thanks to you. So you don't hate Sachi then, I take it? I do not. I thought I did for a long time, however, and I'm paying for that now. If you're admitting all of this to me now, why not tell it all to Sachi too? I'm not sure she'd be willing to listen even if I tried. I'm the source of many bitter memories for her, you know. I think she'd listen. She's grateful to you for taking care of her. She just doesn't want to cause you any trouble. She told me that herself. But I don't know how I could possibly connect with her after everything I've done. Mayumi looks away from me, suddenly looking very troubled. She seems fixed on something, and I follow her line of sight to the street corner to see Sachi walking towards us, her head down once again. Looks like it's time to wrap this up. Mamoru-kun, please keep everything I've told you as secrets from Sachi. Sachi feels guilty about being a burden to Mayumi, and Mayumi feels guilty about how she treated Sachi, but those of these issues have all but resolved themselves, haven't they? Somehow, even though Sachi has changed, Mayumi's attitude towards her has not. Or at least Mayumi hasn't let Sachi catch on that it has, and I think that Mayumi wants to keep it that way for some reason. Now that I think about it, she must have sent Sachi shopping so she could talk to me, alone. She made a list of things she didn't really need just so she could send Sachi away to buy them. Was she just waiting by the door for us to get here? If that's the case, she must have been planning to talk to me from the start. Mayumi-san, I think Sachi will tell you herself, but I was planning to take her out with some of my friends this weekend. Oh my, are you? I shouldn't have anything to worry about if they're your friends, right? Of course I'll let her go. Thank you. When I talked about it with her, she said she wished she had some nicer clothing. She'd never ask you, of course, but... I see. Mayumi-san, I got what you wanted, but... Huh? Mamoru-senpai, you're still here? Sachi hands a bag full of things she bought to Mayumi. I was just having a little chat with your friend, that's all. Sachi, I've got some more shopping to do. Did I get everything you needed? Oh, yes, thank you. There seem to be several items in the plastic bag. It looks like Mayumi had her buy a bag of candy, a few pens, that sort of thing. Kind of a strange shopping list. She could have at least tried to make it a little more sensible. I need you to come along, so go change out of your uniform. Huh? Okay. Where are we going? To buy you some clothes. I've got some other things to take care of as well. Now, if you'll excuse us, Mamoru-kun. Right. Clothes? For me? Why? Oh, see you tomorrow, Mamoru-senpai. Yeah, see you. The two of them hurry back into their house, leaving me alone. Time to go home. Maybe she's not quite as clever as I thought. Whatever, we cleared up the misunderstandings between us, and she doesn't seem like a bad person, so it'll be fine. Probably.